Older women have a unique perspective on attraction, intimacy, and connection. Unlike younger women who might be drawn to surface-level charm, older women appreciate depth, presence, and, most importantly, the right kind of touch. But most men get this wrong. In this video, we'll uncover 10 places older women love being touched and why most men overlook them. We'll also dive into a Stoic perspective on connection, presence, and attraction. If you want to deepen your relationships and truly understand the art of touch, keep watching. Before we start, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more insightful content on relationships, self-improvement, and Stoic wisdom. Number 1. The small of her back. The small of her back is one of the most sensual and intimate spots on a woman's body. It's the subtle curve that draws the line between affection and desire. A light touch here can feel incredibly tender, as it signals not only protection but also emotional closeness. When a man gently places his hand on the small of her back, it communicates a feeling of security and intimacy. As you gently rest your hand there, you can feel the warmth of her body, and your touch can guide her with subtlety, making her feel cherished without overwhelming her. A caress or light pressure on the small of her back sends a powerful message. It's a place where emotions and physical closeness intersect. This area is also incredibly sensitive. It's a place where even the smallest gesture can ignite a deep connection. Whether you're leading her through a crowded room, dancing, or simply standing together, the touch of your hand on her lower back can make her feel seen, desired, and safe. For older women, who often seek a balance of respect and connection, a gentle touch on the small of the back can be both romantic and affirming, offering comfort and attraction in one simple gesture. Number 2. Her hands, but not just holding them. The hands are powerful tools of connection, often overlooked in their potential for intimacy. When touching her hands, don't just hold them, take the time to explore them with tenderness and care. Start by gently running your fingers over her knuckles, tracing the lines of her palms and feeling the soft texture of her skin. A slow, deliberate caress of her fingertips can send a rush of warmth between you both. When you hold her hands, make sure it's not just a simple grip, but a gesture of closeness and affection. Slowly interlock your fingers with hers, as if you're sharing something personal and deep. Lightly massage the base of her fingers, or press your thumb softly into the center of her palm. This will show that you're fully present, aware, and intentional. The sensation of touch on her hands can evoke feelings of vulnerability and trust. A caress along her wrist, or the act of softly brushing the back of her hand with your thumb, can make her feel cherished and valued. The hand is one of the most intimate parts of the body because it's so often used in everyday tasks. When you show reverence to this part of her body, you're elevating the connection to a deeper, more romantic level. By taking time to appreciate her hands, you are showing her that you notice the small details, that you are aware of her elegance, strength, and grace. This simple, slow touch speaks volumes about your emotional depth and understanding of the relationship. It's more than just touch. It's a way of saying, I see you, I appreciate you, and I want to connect with you. Number 3. The inside of her wrist. The inside of her wrist is one of the most sensually charged yet understated spots on her body. It's an area that combines delicacy with intimacy, and the slightest touch can have a powerful effect. The skin here is soft and tender, and as you gently trace your fingertips along her wrist, it creates a subtle, almost electrical connection that speaks volumes without saying a word. A slow, deliberate caress on the inside of her wrist awakens senses. It's a vulnerable spot, and when touched lightly, it communicates a sense of tenderness and deep affection, drawing her closer. There's something uniquely intimate about this area because it's close enough to her pulse to feel her heartbeat beneath your touch, as if you're in tune with her emotions, her desires. You could softly kiss the inside of her wrist, allowing the warmth of your lips to linger, or even gently run your thumb back and forth, tracing invisible patterns that only you two can share. This gentle attention communicates a deep level of care, tenderness, and a yearning to be close without rushing. Romantically, touching the inside of her wrist feels like a silent promise, a gesture that says, "I see you, I'm here for you, and I want to make you feel desired in the most intimate way." It's an understated yet hot spot that, when touched with respect and attention, can spark a connection that grows in warmth and depth. Number 4. Behind her ear and neckline. The area behind her ear and along her neckline is one of the most sensual and romantic zones on a woman's body. It's intimate, not immediately visible, yet deeply sensitive to touch. The skin here is soft and often responds with the slightest caress. When a man gently runs his lips or fingers behind her ear, it creates an immediate connection, drawing her in, making her feel both cherished and desired. The back of her ear is often a forgotten area, yet it holds immense potential for intimacy. A slow, lingering kiss or a tender stroke can send shivers down her spine. It's an area that invites both affection and passion, and it's not just about the touch, it's about the vulnerability it suggests. It's close to her head, where thoughts and emotions mix, and a touch here feels like a silent conversation, one that speaks of trust, attraction, and deep emotional connection. Moving down to the nape of her neck, a spot that holds a subtle allure. A kiss or gentle pressure here feels like an unspoken invitation, a gesture that says, "I want to be closer to you." The neck is an area that holds intimate power, where passion and tenderness coexist. The feeling of soft breath on her neck, the warmth of your lips, or the sensation of your fingers grazing her skin will make her heart race and her breath catch in her throat. Romantically, touching behind her ear or along her neckline can feel electrifying. It's a hot spot that ignites a deep, shared intimacy, combining the tenderness of a gentle touch with the intensity of passion. Whether it's a soft kiss or a lingering touch, this area communicates desire in the most subtle yet powerful way. It's a place where moments turn into memories, creating a feeling of closeness that both heats up the present and lingers long after. Number 5. The back of her shoulder. The back of her shoulder is a sensuous and intimate area, often overlooked but incredibly powerful when touched. It's a spot that combines gentleness with a quiet strength, a place where a man can convey both affection and desire with a subtle yet profound gesture. A soft touch here, whether through a caressing hand or a delicate kiss, creates a deep connection, one that says, "I'm here for you," while also hinting at the intimacy that's about to unfold. The skin on the back of her shoulder is delicate, perfect for a gentle, lingering caress. Running your fingers across this area, from her shoulder blade down to her arm, feels like a promise. It's not rushed or forceful, but rather a gesture full of patience and appreciation. This type of touch conveys that you're paying attention, not just to her body, but to her emotions, to the deeper connection you share. The sensation of your lips grazing the back of her shoulder is incredibly intimate. A soft kiss or a tender nuzzle against her skin brings a wave of warmth and closeness, making her feel cherished and desired. It's a subtle form of affection that can quickly become highly romantic, as it taps into a deeper, more emotional layer of intimacy. Romantically, the back of her shoulder is where tenderness meets passion. It's a spot that invites connection, where a man can communicate love and desire without words. the lingering touch here feels both comforting and intensely passionate, as though you are wrapping her in your presence, offering her both protection and a desire to be closer. A light touch or a deep kiss at this spot speaks volumes, creating a moment that lingers long after the touch has faded. Number 6. Her face, but only in the right moments. Her face is the most intimate and expressive part of her body, and when touched in the right way, it holds a profound romantic power. It's a spot that requires a delicate balance. Too much too soon can feel overwhelming, but at the right moment, a gentle touch to her face can be the most intimate and hot gesture of all. It's about connection, presence, and the unspoken emotions you share in that fleeting moment. A light caress along her jawline, tracing the curve of her cheek with your fingertips, can send an electric spark through her, especially when she feels safe and seen in your gaze. This is not just a physical touch. It's a touch that communicates deep affection, admiration, and an undeniable desire to be close. The face holds so much emotion. A touch here is like saying, "I see you, truly see you," with every fingertip. When the moment is right, bringing your hand up to gently cup her face, your thumb brushing softly over her lips or stroking her cheek, is one of the most intimate things you can do. It's a vulnerable, emotional touch that suggests you're not just interested in her body, but also in her soul, her thoughts, her essence. It's a silent invitation to lean in closer, to share a kiss that carries not just passion, but deep meaning. A kiss on her forehead, combined with a lingering hand on her face, can be comforting and passionate at once, sending waves of affection and heat that flow in perfect harmony. In moments of quiet, the light touch to her face can stir up a deep sense of connection and longing. Romantically, the face is the ultimate canvas for expressing desire and tenderness. The way you touch her face speaks volumes, whether it's the softness of your fingers tracing her skin or the heat of your lips meeting hers. It communicates a depth of affection and passion that is truly unforgettable. When done in the right moment, this touch can make her feel both cherished and desired, making it one of the hottest, most intimate gestures you can share. Number 7. The base of her neck and collarbone. The base of her neck and collarbone are two of the most sensually charged areas of her body. These spots are delicate and intimate, yet they hold an undeniable allure when touched with the right amount of care and attention. The skin here is soft and sensitive, with a natural warmth that responds eagerly to gentle caresses or kisses. A light touch at the base of her neck, just where her skin meets the delicate curve of her collarbone, feels like an unspoken invitation, a moment of deep connection. This area is often left exposed, and a tender brush of your fingertips or a soft kiss here can send a rush of heat through her, especially when it's unexpected but deeply appreciated. It's a place where the warmth of your touch can be felt deep in her soul, and the gentle pressure of your lips or fingers can leave her breathless. The collarbone itself is a beautifully feminine feature, often overlooked, yet it holds a quiet, sensual power. A slow, lingering kiss along her collarbone, or the simple graze of your lips over her skin, feels both passionate and tender. It's an area where desire and affection intertwine perfectly, where your lips can trace soft, lingering paths that make her heart race, and your fingers can gently press into her skin, marking the moment with a shared intimacy. When you kiss or touch the base of her neck, you're communicating a deep sense of desire and respect. It's a hot spot because it's not just physical, it's emotional. A touch here feels like an expression of longing, a silent confession of how much you crave being close to her, both physically and emotionally. Romantically, the base of her neck and collarbone are where tenderness and passion collide. A touch here doesn't just speak to her body, it connects with her heart. It's an intimate, lingering act of affection, one that makes her feel desired, cherished, and deeply connected to you. Whether it's a kiss, a soft touch, or even a gentle breath against her skin, this area offers an intoxicating blend of vulnerability and heat, creating a moment that feels both romantic and electrifying. Number 8. The curve of her waist. The curve of her waist is one of the most feminine and sensual areas of her body. It's an intimate spot that invites attention and appreciation, a place where touch can speak volumes without saying a word. The curve of her waist is the subtle, soft transition between her upper body and hips, a natural invitation to connect. When touched, it can feel like the most tender expression of desire, a place where both passion and affection intertwine. Running your hand around the curve of her waist is delicate yet possessive, a touch that suggests closeness, comfort, and the promise of deeper intimacy. The way your fingers trace the soft dip and rise of her waist is not just physical, it's emotional, as if you're mapping the contours of her soul with every movement. It's a place where affection can quickly turn into a more heated, intense connection, especially when you apply just the right amount of pressure. A kiss along the curve of her waist, soft, lingering, can send a shiver up her spine, igniting sensual energy that spreads through her entire body. The area is incredibly intimate, yet inviting, offering an opportunity to express both desire and tenderness in one simple gesture. It's not a place that's often touched publicly, making it even more meaningful when you do so in private, creating an undeniable sense of personal connection between you two. Romantically, the curve of her waist is where comfort and heat coexist. It's a place where you can pull her closer, subtly guide her toward you, or offer her a gentle embrace. It feels personal, intimate, and deeply passionate when touched the right way. Whether it's the pressure of your hand as you pull her into an embrace, or the soft caress of your fingers as you trace her waistline, this touch conveys not just affection, but a silent promise of closeness and connection. It's a hot spot that, when touched tenderly, creates a deep sense of yearning and desire, sparking a flame of intimacy that's both powerful and unforgettable. Number 9. Her ankles and feet, when the moment is right. Her ankles and feet are often considered sensual treasures, hidden away from the world, but incredibly intimate and powerful when touched in the right moment. This area is often neglected in terms of physical affection, which makes it even more intimate and romantic when you choose to focus on it. Touching her ankles and feet can create a deeply tender, sensual connection that speaks volumes about your care and attentiveness to her desires. The skin around her ankles is delicate, often soft, and a gentle touch here can feel like a slow awakening, a subtle yet profound gesture that invites closeness. Running your fingers softly along her ankles, or gently holding her foot in your hands, shows not only affection, but also a sense of care and tenderness. It's a vulnerable part of her body, and when you touch it, it's a sign of trust and intimacy. When the moment is right, and the two of you are in a space of deep connection, you can take your time exploring her feet, massaging her feet slowly, easing any tension and giving her a sense of comfort, while also stirring up a more intimate energy. The sensation of your hands or lips tracing the soft curves of her feet can feel deeply erotic and passionate. It's not about rushing, but about cherishing the moment, making her feel valued and desired from the tips of her toes to the top of her head. A kiss on the top of her foot or along her ankle can send waves of intensity and romantic heat through her body, turning something as simple as a foot touch into an act of profound affection. It's a way to show her that you're present and that you appreciate every part of her, even the parts often overlooked. Romantically, the ankles and feet are where comfort meets passion. These touches invite a slower, more deliberate intimacy, where every stroke and kiss carries a sense of deep connection and affection. When done at the right moment, it creates a feeling of warmth and intimate longing, reminding her that every inch of her body is desired, not just for pleasure, but for the deep emotional connection you share. Number 10. Her lower back, a gentle, lingering touch. The lower back is one of the most intimate and sensual areas of a woman's body, and a gentle, lingering touch here can be both romantic and electrifying. This spot is unique because it is both tender and full of subtle power, offering an opportunity to connect with her on a deeply personal level. It's where her body curves gracefully, and when touched with the right intention, it can feel like an invitation to get closer in more ways than one. A soft touch on her lower back, whether it's the warmth of your hand resting gently on her or a slow caress with your fingertips, has the ability to stir a feeling of comfort and desire simultaneously. It's a spot that often goes unnoticed, but when you make it the focus of your attention, it can create an overwhelming sense of intimacy. The delicate pressure of your hand there can feel like you're offering her your support and affection, while also sending a silent message of longing. As you gently guide her closer or pull her in with a hand resting on her lower back, the connection becomes even deeper, turning simple touch into an act of romantic yearning. This area is a natural point for physical closeness, and when you add a kiss or a soft breath against her skin, it feels like an irresistible invitation to share a moment of passion. Romantically, the lower back is where gentleness meets desire. When you linger there, even just for a few moments, it sends a powerful message. I'm here, I want to be close to you, and I cherish these moments with you. This spot allows for a perfect balance of intensity and tenderness, creating a sense of closeness and warmth that's both comforting and passionately inviting. Whether it's a soft caress or a gentle press of your body against hers, the lower back holds a romantic power that can deepen any connection, leaving a lasting impression of both affection and desire. Older women value a man who is present, confident, and intentional with his touch. It's not about where you touch, but how you do it, with patience, understanding, and deep respect. So, which of these have you noticed works best? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. And if you found this valuable, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more content on relationships, attraction, and Stoic wisdom. Until next time, stay present, stay confident, and stay stoic.